Hey folks, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as a thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcasts, be sure to follow and leave a 5-star rating. All right, folks, we have a lot to talk about. Let's start with the Clarity Act because the odds of the Clarity Act passing are dropping on the Polymarket betting prediction market platform. So on Polymarket, the odds of the Crypto Clarity Act passing hit a all-time low as Congress met to discuss the bill today. And right now it's at a 31%. So not looking too good. Now, I'm not going to treat this as gospel as this is the absolute truth, right? Because things could certainly turn the other way. We've seen a lot of ebbs and flows with this process going back to the Genius Act, even when the version of the bill was in the House. And speaking of the House Financial Services Committee met today to discuss the Clarity Act and the passing of the FIT 21 bill, that version last year. And, essentially trying to get people on board. Now, this is the House. The problem is we need to get it out of the Senate. I don't believe there's going to be any problems in the House once the bill passes the Senate and it goes back to the House because they passed a version of it already. So you had Congressman French Hill, Brian Stile, and many others meeting today to discuss it. Definitely needed to get everybody on the same page. But again, we needed to pass in the Senate. The House is not the big deal, honestly, because it's already done. Now, yesterday, President Trump supposedly met with some Republican senators to talk about the Clarity Act. So I'm not sure what the details are. We haven't gotten details as to what was discussed. It could be they're trying to find a compromise that the Democrats would agree on with regards to ethics, because that is a big, big issue. That's the biggest headwind we have right now. At one point, it was just the banks and the stablecoin yield. Now it's all ethics, right? Trump's disclosure of how much money he's made, the meme coins and all that stuff, which is a horrible look for any elected official. That is, of course, weighing heavy. And I don't know if they're going to find some sort of compromise that the Democrats agree with to get this bill done. But nevertheless, hopefully, guys, things move in the right direction and we get some progress. It's important to note that next week, a updated draft of the bill will be introduced. So maybe that will include the ethics piece or address some parts of the ethics concern, and that could help get the bill to move forward because time is running out, of course. And we're seeing across the globe, folks, that crypto regulations being put forth by many countries and jurisdictions. Here we have an update from Japan. So Japan reclassifies crypto as a financial asset, paves the way for tax cuts. So it seems like almost every week I'm sharing a major update from different parts of the world regarding crypto legislation, which is very good, of course. So Japan reclassified cryptocurrencies as financial instruments, a structural shift that establishes the legal framework for a separate taxation of crypto assets and for future crypto exchange traded funds, ETFs. The legislation approved by Parliament on Wednesday amends the Financial Instruments and Exchange Act and the Payment Services Act. It shifts crypto from a framework in which it was primarily treated as a payment tool to one that treats it as an investment alongside other financial instruments. The new rules are expected to take effect in 2027. So, huge news, guys. Again, all the countries, all the TradFi institutions globally are headed in the same direction. Now, speaking of TradFi, Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, made his way onto CNBC this week. And I often say that when you see Larry on TV, it usually, and he's talking about crypto, it usually precedes a pump. And of course, the charts are looking pretty good with Bitcoin potentially going to $72,000. The ETH Bitcoin chart is breaking out. The bullish divergence on the Bitcoin weekly chart. All these things are looking good. So Larry Fink said he's no longer concerned about excessive leverage in Bitcoin and crypto markets, adding that he's very bullish on markets over the next 12 months. So he's talking about crypto and the other markets as well. So I don't think the timing of this is just a coincidence. I think Larry is preparing for the rally, and essentially he gave a 12-month timeline. So the bottom we know is near, if not already in. So crypto is going to start to enter a uptrend. And again, the macro view, right? He's looking at from a 12-month perspective, not a 5-day, 1-month perspective. So please understand the context here. And I think the timing He and his folks at BlackRock are, of course, looking at the charts. They know what's coming. So, very, very interesting timing with this. Something else you should know about, from a macro perspective, is that the U.S. national debt has officially reached all-time highs of $39.5 trillion. So I tweeted out, presidents come and go. The fiat system and money printer outlast all of them. Doge was a lie and political stunt. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you can diversify into assets to outpace the currency debasement. They're going to have to print to pay for all this, right? Look at the debt. It just keeps going up and up. Doesn't matter. Democrat, Republican, it just keeps going up and up and up. This is the fiat system. So this is why you have to put some of your fiat currency in assets, because if you just leave it in fiat currencies, it's going to lose purchasing power over time because they continue to print and debase the currency. So hope you guys understand that. Now, a great place where you can invest in assets, both crypto and precious metals like gold and silver, is on iTrustCapital. And you can get huge tax advantages by doing it via the IRA account on iTrustCapital. So again, iTrust allows you to invest in these assets via an IRA. So when you sell for a gain, you don't have to pay long-term or short-term capital gains taxes. And this is, an amazing, amazing option here, because you get hit hard with capital gains, right? Which really sucks. But you can buy and sell these assets 24/7. It's low cost, no monthly fee. They also have a great custody solution called Premium Custody Account. It uses institutional grade crypto custody like Coinbase Prime, which BlackRock uses. And it's a closed loop system. So if someone hacks into your account, they can't withdraw funds. It's only set up to go to your bank account. It's low fees. Again, you can go in and out 24/7. And the gold and silver product, by the way, is not paper gold or silver. It's the physical asset, so you can redeem it at any point. So great options here from iTrustCapital. You got to check them out, guys. If you sign up with my link, you can get a $100 funding bonus. So go to itrustcapital.com/go/thinkingcrypto. Link will be in the description. Now, folks, crypto adoption continues from the biggest institutions in the world. Look at this. Bank of America taps new leaders to bridge crypto, AI, and traditional finance. So we're seeing all these folks are building out their digital asset teams. They're integrating the technology. They're offering investment products and much more. So, Sonali Thiessen, if I'm saying the name right, was named head of Bank of America's global digital asset platform, while Kevin Milsom was tapped to serve as head of AI transformation, according to internal memos first reported by Reuters and Bloomberg. Thiessen will oversee design, development, scaling, and governance of the bank's digital assets platform, on top of her current role leading electronic trading and strategic investments across the bank's fixed income, currencies, and commodities division. So again, do you see the direction the puck is heading in here? All of these folks, they have to have a digital asset strategy. They have to have the talent on board building out their divisions, because if they don't, they're going to lose out on market share, because this is the direction the world is heading in, with traditional assets on blockchain rails and people wanting to get exposure to those blockchain rails by holding the native token. And now more TradFi news. Morgan Stanley has officially rolled out their Bitcoin spot trading on eTrade to 8.6 million clients. So we saw Morgan Stanley was late to the game, not as late as Vanguard, but they were certainly late. And they're officially getting involved with crypto and obviously launching the trading here on their platform eTrade. So the dominoes are falling, folks. This is incredible. And here's another example. TRowe, they filed with the SEC a press release regarding the launch of their industry-first crypto basket ETF, multi-token spot ETF. So it includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Hyperliquid. It looks like BNB as well. So look, these institutions existed before crypto, and they're now offering crypto. So incredible adoption news. Another example, Visa, the payments giant, has unveiled the Visa Stablecoin platform, a new product that will allow banks, fintechs, and crypto firms to mint, move, and manage stablecoins through a Visa managed environment. Wow. Incredible stuff. Now, this couldn't happen unless the Genius Act was passed, and of course, that was passed last year. So imagine what's going to happen when the Clarity Act passes, which addresses many different factors and moving parts and components in crypto, right? DeFi, tokenization, much, much more. Obviously, the Genius Act is very focused on one item, which was stablecoins. And you're seeing the building from these institutions, but they couldn't do this before Genius. Here's another incredible example. The DTCC, the powerhouse that processes quadrillions, right? They have moved tokenized securities into live trading, marking a milestone for Wall Street's blockchain push. So the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, the backbone of the U.S. securities settlement system, on Wednesday processed its first series of live production trades involving tokenized securities, marking one of the most significant real-world tests yet of blockchain technology in traditional finance. More than 24 major financial institutions, including JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, asset managers BlackRock and Vanguard, and technology providers participated in the initiative, which involved tokenized equities, exchange-traded funds, and U.S. Treasuries across a range of transactions, including collateral transfers, repo, margin movements, securities trades, and asset transfers. Guys, don't miss what's happening. Don't be dismayed by the price action. We are in a bear market, but the bear market's not going to last forever. Markets are cyclical. This is a great opportunity to accumulate and again have that macro view and be patient. All of this stuff is not priced in yet. And again, we get that Clarity Act passed with all these on-ramps being built, and you're going to see incredible inflows of capital and innovation and building. Here's another example of Tradfi working with crypto native firms. Cantor, or known as Cantor Fitzgerald, and Securitize collaborate on blockchain-based IPOs. I've often stated the future of going public will be on chain. It won't be the traditional way. Now, we're not there yet. The infrastructure is still being built. We're still waiting for legislation and all these things. But again, this is a direction the puck is heading in. So investment giant Cantor Fitzgerald and cryptocurrency-focused broker-dealer Securitize are revamping initial public offerings with tokenization and blockchain technology, the company said on Wednesday. Under the agreement, Cantor will leverage its equity capital markets and trading capabilities, while Securitize will provide the tokenization infrastructure used to issue, distribute, and service tokenized securities, according to a press release. The collaboration will enable public companies to raise capital and issue securities on chain with improved operational efficiency and modernized ownership records, while still operating within the established capital markets framework of traditional public offerings, the company said. Rather than focusing on tokenized funds or secondary trading, this partnership extends blockchain infrastructure directly into IPOs and follow-on offerings, a Securitize spokesperson said in an email. Incredible stuff, folks. It's amazing what's being built. Moving ahead, Aave launches version 4 on Avalanche, laying groundwork for tokenized credit markets. So I'm a Avalanche Avax token holder. I don't have Aave in my portfolio, but it's certainly, if I'm not mistaken, it is the largest DeFi lending protocol. So decentralized lending protocol Aave has launched version 4 on Avalanche, marking the first expansion of its latest lending infrastructure beyond Ethereum and setting the stage for future lending markets backed by tokenized real-world assets. The deployment introduces Aave's V4's hub and spoke architecture, which allows specialized lending markets to operate with their own collateral requirements and risk parameters while drawing on shared liquidity across the pool. According to Aave, one of the first planned markets on Avalanche will support borrowing against tokenized assets. All right, final news item. Revolut receives in-principle approval from the UAE authorities for crypto services. Everybody's in a race to get as much market share, trying to get their licenses, expanding globally, and much more. So in a Wednesday notice, Revolut said that following a green light from the Central Bank of the UAE for payment activities, VARA gave in principle approval for the company to offer broker-dealer management and investment, the exchange services in UAE. The company said its services via the app and the Revolut X exchange would allow UAE-based users to buy, sell, and hold digital assets. Here's a quote. The approval lays the foundation for Revolut to introduce its trusted virtual asset services within a regulated environment, said Revolut's head of digital assets in the UAE Free Zone establishment. So again, the race is on, and this is really great. Competition's very healthy, and you're seeing all the major institutions and platforms moving towards adopting blockchain, offering crypto investment, leveraging stablecoins, using blockchain on their back end, and much, much more. So incredible stuff. Folks, that's the news. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't as yet. Be sure to subscribe to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free on Substack. Link will be in the description. Check out my book on Amazon. Grab a copy. It's available in paperback and digital. And if you want to expand your knowledge around crypto, check out my course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you everything you need to know about crypto. All the links will be in the description. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.